So she ended up living in her car. And she told me what most of us do not know is that a lot of older women live in their cars because they cannot afford rent.
Wow. So in one way, it made me go, oh, this is every woman's fear is this bag lady syndrome. I meet lots of women who have oodles and noodles of money, but it doesn't matter how much money they have, they're convinced that they will end up like this. And in some cases, some do. Mm-hmm. Interesting, you're actually seeing women starting to cohabitate just to financially survive. Mm-hmm. How common is that?
It's increasingly common.
Right.
There is an organization that is called Senior Women Living Together.
Yeah.
And actually one of the women in my book who provides, I write about 3 women. Yeah. And I tell their stories. They're the main people mm-hmm. in the book. As I say, many of these women began in the very robust middle class. Mm-hmm. She was had a home in Oakville, a member of the Bronte Yacht Club, and then, like many other women, divorce came along, and other decisions unfold in the ensuing decades, and she found herself couch surfing on her sister's couch in BC, knowing that she had no money left for maybe a year of savings left,
right?
And that was it. And so in desperation, she posted on Facebook and just said, is anybody else out there like me?
Right.
And she went to bed and woke up the next day and there were about 10 messages waiting.
Oh, wow.
And then, within a week, there were 50 and then 100.
Oh, geez.
And it just grew and grew. And so through that, she became close in a sense, in an online sense, to a couple of women, moved back to Ontario, which is where she's from, and ended up getting a home to rent with them in Peterborough.
Oh, wow.
And then she created this organization to help other women, just to sort of help them think about it.
Right.
And she doesn't really facilitate it.
Yeah.
She lets them figure out who they might be able to live with.
Well, if we step back for a minute and think, because that's such an interesting story, and in one way, it made me go, oh, this is every woman's fear is this bag lady syndrome. I meet lots of women who have oodles and noodles of money, but it doesn't matter how much money they have, they're convinced that they will end up like this. And in some cases, some do, mm-hmm. for various reasons.
And then the other woman is this wonderful lady who is in Ottawa. And she was always more of a free spirit,
right?
Has a son, and she ended up living in her car for a time because she was sort of a small-time entrepreneur and ran mm-hmm. an after-school program.
Oh, okay.
And lost a family of 3 kids. So during that school year, she couldn't replace them.
Right.
So she could not afford to pay her rent. So she ended up living in her car. And she told me, what most of us do not know is that a lot of older women live in their cars because they cannot afford rent.
Wow.
And so what she said to me was, older women live in their cars either because there's 2 reasons, because they cannot afford to live in a home, mm-hmm. or they can't afford to do anything outside of that home.
Right.
So all their money goes to rent and food, and they have no life whatsoever.
Wow.
And so she now stays in her car in order to travel and see friends.
Wow. Women are really good at hiding things. Right? You see women on the street, you probably wouldn't know maybe they were homeless and things like that. They're very good. A lot of them will not share things with family members. We do a lot of family meetings with clients. And often I will say, are your kids aware of what you have or maybe don't have? Because there's this pressure right now to gift to the next generation. Mm-hmm. And I think gifting feels good and feels nice, but equally you have to measure it with, well, what if you did live to 100, and what if you were in long-term care? It's not a simple answer because we don't know, right? And I think that can be a real challenge, and a lot of them don't talk to their kids about it. And so the kids are going, this is great, they're helping me buy a home, but I don't think the conversation of what if mom won't be able to afford her long-term care. Are the kids aware of they might have to step up and help? Yeah. I think you're starting to uncover it. I guess if someone's in their 40s and 50s right now, what are some of the things that they should be thinking of currently?
Setting money aside for themselves.
Yeah.
And it's so complicated.
Yeah.
Because, people have mortgages, they're going to be paying off, some people will be paying off mortgages for a very long time. There are, university costs for children. Mm-hmm. Again, we want to take care of our kids. But if we have to think about something,
Yeah,
retirement comes quickly.
it does.
And you
Yeah.
might not actually, I mean, there is no retirement age, so to speak, for most
Right.
people
Right.
in Canada.
Yeah.
So you might end up working a lot longer than you imagined.
I
So
could see that.
consider that possibility as well.
100%. And I think that's a very concern. You know, if you think about your working career and then your quote unquote retirement career, you're spending a lot more years in, especially if you reach 100, there's a lot more years that you're in that segment of life than you are in the other.
Yes.
So even more, I still think emphasis on the planning and understanding the compounding and getting that all working for you is so, so important.